Welcome back, guys. Here in this video we'll be talking about the last method, which is the secant method. Secant method is it's quite simple. It's very simple if you understand the basic part of it. Here also I will try to give you some highlights. I will try to highlight it for you so that you can be able to follow the processes, follow the procedure step by step, so you can be able to find it. I will try to show you also this method, the easiest way, the simple way you can solve for secant method. So here in the secant method, the first thing you need to know also here is the interval. You need to know the interval in this secant method, but here if you are given the interval, you also need to know x0 and x1. Okay, here you need to know the x0 and the x1, but here if you are given, sometimes if you are given the interval, if you are given the intervals, they will ask you, if you are given this interval, they will ask you for x0 and x1. If you're given the intervals, they will ask you for x0 and x1. But if x0 and x1 is given to you, there is no need for interval. Did you understand? If interval is given to you, they will ask you for x0 and x1, which we know that our x0 and x1 is found in between A and B, not A, not B, from A and B, inside A and B. Your x0 and x1 will be inside of A and B. If this is 1 and this is 2, that means your x0 will be 1.4 and your x1 will be 1.8. They will be from inside this place, inside A and B. So that is the idea. So if they give you the interval, you just have to go to the interval and take numbers inside the two intervals A and B. Take any two numbers that you like that is inside the two intervals, not bigger than this, not smaller than this, inside of it. But if you are given the two numbers, there is no need of giving you the intervals. You don't need the intervals anymore. So that is an idea of this first section. Then the second part is to know the formula. So from here, our formula here starts from x2, because you already know x0, you already know x1 from the two intervals. So here our formula starts from x2. And what is our formula for x2? We say that our formula for x2 is equals to x1 minus f of x1, okay, multiplied by x1 minus x0 all over f of x1 minus f of x0. This is our formula for x2. If you know the idea on how you can take the x0 and x1, how you can take it from the intervals, or if it is given to you, if you know the idea and know this formula, that means secant method will be very easy for you. So this is the basic introduction part of it. we will try to solve one example from secant method. One more thing here is that you will be given the function, of course. Here, the function will be given to you from here. You know the function will be given to you, of course. This is just how to select x0 and x1. Is either it will be given to you or you take it from the interval, which will also be given to you. Then you know your f of x and you know the formula. That means secant method is solved. So we will try to solve one example. Let's solve one example. Let's apply this introduction part. Let's apply it in our example and see how it is being done. Now our example, we were given the intervals as -2 and -3. This is our interval, and we were given the function. Our function here is s cubed minus 3x plus 2. This is our function. Okay, now this is the question. Okay, so we are asked to find the error. Find error at let's assume is 5 times 10 to the -3 minus 5. Okay, we are asked to find this error. One more thing you need to know here is the error. I forgot to tell you about the error. From here, we know our error. The first error is our what we call the residual error. The first thing is what we call our. Okay, let's take the first one as our successive error. Our successive error, we say that is a sorry, let me try to pk plus 1 minus pk. Then our residual error is p minus pk. Okay, this is the two error we have in secant method. You have to find the error, this one and this one, in each iteration that you do. If you do any iteration, you try to find these two error in any of them. Solve it. Find the error in x2, find the error in x3, find the error in x4 till you get to this error that you are asked to find. So let's solve for this. Now we are given our intervals. We are not given what is x0 and x0. From the introduction, I told you if you are given the intervals, you have to find the x0 and x1 in between these two intervals. So from here, I choose, you have to choose yourself. I choose to have minus 2.4 and minus 2.6. This is 3 and this is 2. Okay, I choose these two. Okay, so now now that I have choose this is my x. This is my x0 and this is my x1. I choose it from these two places. Okay, 2.4. So this is it. I choose it from these two, inside this place. I choose it. Actually, from my exercise book, from my question, we are given just this. We are not given the intervals, but I try to put this interval to show you how you can find it. Just take it from these two places, take it from in between the two intervals. That is how to find the x0 and x1. In case if you are not given in the exam hall, if they ask you to find it, just take it in between the intervals. So now we have found our x0 and x1. So what are we going to do now is just to put our x0 and x1 into this function. Put it into this function. So now let me bring down this here. Try to look at it. Let me bring it down. X2 is equals to x1 minus f of x1 multiplied by x1 minus x0 all over f of x1 minus f of x0. Okay, I brought this down to this place. Okay, so now what is the next thing to do is to put in the values. We are looking for x2. We know our x1. What is our x1? Our x1 here is minus 2.4 is our x1. Okay, here we have it as minus 2.4 minus, what is our x1? We will try to put our x1, let's say f of, from here I am bringing down this. We know our x1 from here, which is minus 2.4. okay, then put it in f of x, f of minus 2.4. you multiply it with our x1, which is the same 2.4 minus 2.4 minus our x0 is minus 2.6. so minus 2.6 all over from here is f of x1 minus 2.4 minus f of x0, which is minus 2.6. so this is it. Now you have to put minus 2.4 in our function, multiply it with, if you minus this, you multiply it with this, then put minus 2.4 in our function again. This is what we have here, you have here also. Then put minus 2.6 in our function. Let's try to go a little bit. Let me use, we're gonna take a little much time, but let me try to go through it. Also you try to go through it. Okay, all right, from here I try to do it in a very simple way. From here I found okay, sorry, I found here minus 2.106599. I found this, you see. Then coming to our error, this is our first error and this is our second error. We have to find this. Normally some students, they used to draw a line, draw it, put it in brackets. So let's find for the first error. What is our first error? pk minus 1. 0 plus 1 is p1 minus pk. Okay, from here we are taking our k as 0. So p1 minus p0. What is our p1? But here we are talking about x. Talking about x. So our k plus 1 minus sk. So what is our x here? Our x here is xk plus 1, which is x1 minus x0. Our k here is 0. So x1 minus x0. What is our x1? This our x1 and this our x0. So the first error is x1 minus x0, this minus this. Let's try to put it here. Our first error is xk plus 1 minus xk, which is when k is 0, x1 minus x0, which is equals to here. What is our x1? Minus 2.4 minus 2.4 minus is our x0 minus 2.4 x1 minus x0. What is our x0? Minus 2.6 minus 2.6. From here, our first error here is 0.2. Okay, this is our 0.2, our first error. Then minus this. Okay, yes. Then this is our first error. Try to know the formula for the errors. Then the second one is x minus x0. So here, from here, x minus x k. When k is 0, x minus x0, x minus x0, which means what is our x? Our x here is what we found. Alright, our x here is what we found here, and the number we solved here, minus x0 here. So when you try to do it, minus 2, what we found here is minus 2.10599 minus our from here. Okay, then this is our x minus 2.10599 minus here our x0 here is here, which is this minus 2.6. So from here, our second error, this is our first error and this is our second error. Then our second error here will be let me check it from here, my calculator. 0.6. This is our second error, 0.6. Okay, this is our first situation. Just know the idea. You already know our x1 and x0 from the intervals, or it will be given to you. You just have to start from x2. When you are talking about secant method, you just have to start from x2. Know the formula. When you put these values, what you have, you write the two errors, then solve for x3. When you are now solving for x3 from here, our x3 is equals to f of x2. Just put 2 here, multiply by x here. From here, x2 minus x1. Okay, this one you add 1, this one you add 1. So x2 minus x1, f of x2 and f of x1 when you are talking about x3. So that is the idea of it. I hope this video will help you. Just try to understand it by taking the x0 and x1 here and do it. So that is the idea of solving a secant method. Thank you very much. In the next video we will try to solve another method. We will try to solve something else. Alright, thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video.